We're finally back. And yeah, it's been a while. Well, not really. We did some supplementary things in the meantime. And I hope everyone's ready to come back to this wonderful game of ours. Don't sound all excited all at once, okay?
Oh, okay. We were just all
We
muted.
just mute ourselves to give
Yeah.
you the stage.
All right.
We
well,
don't want to interrupt.
No, actually, none of us are excited.
Okay, then get out.
Okay, bye.
No.
All right. Does anyone want to recap the last times? I'll give you 2 luck points if you do.
I can
Oh,
try.
baby, 2 luck points, not even inspiration?
Yeah.
All right. So, any other takers? Otherwise, I'll stumble all over myself. Okay, here
I
we
don't
go.
know, I like this.
Of course you would. All right. We started off last episode. Let's see here. Most of the episode was us talking with our new recruit Isek. We had a little card game, Sib versus Isek, to try to either pay him more or pay him less. Sib ended up winning the card game by the skin of his teeth. We got a bit more information about Isek's and, by extension, Sigurd's backstories. Isek was a mercenary. He was hired to do a job and attacked Sigurd's caravan. His mission was to kidnap Sigurd's sister, not kill her. He needed help, so because he was outnumbered, and he got the help of a quote-unquote magic ghost, as Isek called him. Everything was going well, but when the ghost caused a whole bunch of problems and killed everyone, and Isaac tried to stop him but wasn't able to. The queen healed him, and she did this because she was going to hire him. After this, we did some sleep, and Aiden dreamed of music, and Sabrina had a nightmare and suffered greatly for it, and has very few spell slots left. We learned that, or rather, we realized that the meteorite can be ground up, contrary to what we were told by, the MDRA. And we failed miserably at making a simple needle out of meteor putty. We searched for a bunch of red balls, and we finally found the last one and got the teleportation circle spell scroll, and that's all I've got in my notes.
And Calder was apparently under attack.
Well, yeah. I thought that happened the previous episode, not this one.
And used the scrying crystal to try and...
Yeah, and found out that Calder is static right now.
I mean, you tried to check under Calder, not Calder itself.
And you used a sending spell on Gunther, which failed.
Yes.
And we're gonna open up the scene with Sigurd. After what transpired outside with the execution of those 5 cultists, for lack of a better term, you made your way back inside and stormed to one of the barracks on the 2nd floor, actually, in the southwest corner, where there's plenty of beds for you to hunker down, and you probably retired for the night with everything that happened. As sleep took you, your thoughts were very clear, so no dreams or nightmares plagued or blessed you during the night. But you were awoken to the sound of echoey chatter of... At first, you think you might be dreaming, but you realize it's Sabrina and Sinbad's voice just kind of reverberating throughout this ice fortress in a very unnatural way at first. And then you hear music, but it sounds very, I don't want to say off key, it just sounds like the piece is missing notes, if that makes any sense. And at this point, you've got the benefits of a long rest since last time, and it's hard to kind of go back to sleep now as you've got your the required amount of sleep to carry you through the day. What do you wish to do from here?
So, but even with the fact that he's already well rested and all that, he stays in that bed for a few moments longer. Just sitting there, going over what happened over and over again in his head. Before finally mustering the strength to sit up and stand out of bed. So at this point, has he been told what happened? What's going on in Calder? Is he aware or no?
No, you would not have been, because they contacted Sabrina.
Okay.
And you kind of went off to up here to the rooms here.
Okay. Okay. I think he wouldn't go downstairs quite yet. He. Hmm. I think he goes upstairs actually.
Upstairs in this room?
In the center room.
Okay, so when you leave the door and go out into the hallway, just as you're about to go down the spiraling staircase to the third floor, you see the familiar visage of the Garchomp holding a bottle in his hand, kind of just lumbering over to the southern barracks, passing you as you leave the room. And last you remember is he had his mission fulfilled and he was going back to the Queen.
Right.
But here he is, and he kind of looks over to you. He just kind of holds the bottle up and just starts walking south.
I thought your job was done.
He turns over and looks at you and takes a swig out of the bottle. Magic fox boy, magic fox girl, and little green hired me.
He sits there, stands for a moment with that same pause before. Yeah, he just shakes his head and heads upstairs. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So he just lumbers towards the southern barracks, and you wish to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Okay. So upstairs, it leads to a open room with various furnishings just furniture around. You can see sofas, chairs. There's 2 windows that are kind of fogged up by the ice, but you could still see through them if you were just kind of to wipe them off. And there's a door that goes south in this area.
So the stairs don't go up any further.
They go up further, yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna get to the top floor.
Okay. When you get to the top floor, this is a very... It's very similar to the last room, but everything is iced over. It has like a sheet of rime and ice all over it. And there's a door leading into another room, very large, almost oaken door, but it is also kind of caked in ice between the cracks and everything.
Um, yeah, seeing that there's nowhere else to go further up, he's just gonna kind of like look around the room, plop down on, I suppose, one of the couches.
These are
Just
very
look-
cold if you were to sit down on them.
He tries to, and it's like, okay, never mind. And he's gonna cast Sending to Snot.
What are you saying to him?
Um, he's just gonna say, "I'm using this to speak to Queen. Don't message back, or don't respond."
What? He just kind of started. What do you mean? Don't respond back, and then that's what you get.
Oh, lovely.
You wait and wait. 5 minutes pass and there's no response.
So much for that damn deal. He's gonna start heading back downstairs.
How far downstairs are you gonna go?
He's just gonna head down to the bottom floor.
Okay. So, back to Aiden, Sabrina, and Sinbad. Sabrina, you finish the sending spell and receive no response from Gunther. Are you muted?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm muted. She just kind of she kind of gives Aiden a look, and she just kind of shakes her dick, which she uses as her spell focus, and she just gives him a very telling look, like she doesn't know what to tell him.
I really don't like that look.
There's probably a good reason for that.
And you use the orb to try to see into Alabaster's shop, and we don't know what the town looks like.
Yeah, that's the situation right now.
By this time, Sigurd, you have reached the bottom of the stairs, and you see these 3 kind of circled around this this orb.
They're pondering their orb. I don't think he says anything. He just kind of stands there, kind of like watching. He'll
Probably
Kind of-
sees death notes on everyone's faces.
he just kind of he just kind of silently approaches, doesn't say anything. Looks over, trying to see what they're doing.
We need to get back to Calder.
If there's a Calder to go back to,
We not assume the worst, please.
Yeah, for all we know, Gunther could have been asleep, and Alabaster's probably got his entire shop warded. I mean, that seems like something he'd do.
Wait, what? What happened?
the MDRA told Bree that Calder was attacked. We tried to check on Alabaster's shop so we could essentially teleport there, but we couldn't find it. And then on top of that, when we tried to speak with Gunther, the sending spell failed. They said it was Queen that did it. But I don't understand what she would have to gain from attacking Caldir.
It's so, like, there's no... You can't contact them at all?
Bree shakes her head.
It's almost as if the entire place got warded.
Just to tell you guys, you actually just tried to look into Alabaster's shop. That was kind of
Yeah.
the scope of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we were trying to be sneaky and be like, oh, we'll read the dial and then write it down and teleport there. And then you're like, that's not how it works. Also, it's warded, lol.
So basically, we don't know anything right now, but it honestly does feel safe to assume the worst. Regardless, we need to get back there as soon as we can.
Early now.
You said it was Queen who did this?
That's
what
who
they
we're
said.
told who did this. We'll find out if there are any calling cards there when we get there.
This isn't the first time she was blamed for it.
Mhm.
Though I suppose it could be the first time she actually did do it.
She didn't respond when I told her that when I tried to tell her that we have the seal.
Well, that's inconvenient, but
Or it's very convenient if she died.
I really don't think that's the case. We need to go, like, as soon as we can. Are you guys
Now?
ready to go?
Let me get my bag. It's upstairs.
All right. Did you see Isak up there?
Yes.
Let him know to hold down the fort until we get back. Please.
Will do.
When you go up to him and tell him about this, and as you gather your stuff, he asks you as well to start a fire somewhere.
Hmm. All right, then yeah, Sigurd heads downstairs and yeah, tell the two fire types, hey, you need to start a fire
Oh, right. Okay.
so he doesn't die.
I'll go get one started for him. And she's gonna go upstairs and ask him where he wants the fire to be.
He goes to the barracks he wasn't in, the one Sigurd was in, and he starts like moving beds all around and just points to the center. I'll use some of the books from the library if I need to.
No, don't do that. I'm sure you can find other burnable things.
Well, firewood can only get me so far.
1 second. She's gonna run downstairs. Sigurd, do you have any extra firewood on you? He's threatening to burn the books in the library.
I have 11 bundles.
All right. Can we give that to him?
Depends on how much we need to make the trip back.
Uh, just, we'll.
Like, if I remember right, Caldir is 3 days out with our teleporter. So, probably, like, we would need 6.
Teleporter. So, okay, wait, do we have a
Are there any
teleportation circle
are there any
here?
actual trees around this, or are all these trees on the map just for flavor?
There are trees around here, but like he'd have to leave, and he'd risk for the fire like getting put out.
How long would it take us to chop down a tree and bring it in?
Do a survival check. Whoever's gonna go do it, do a survival check, and if you're all gonna go do it, then you all do survival checks.
Like, oh man. I mean, I'm like, I think only Sinbad and Sigurd could realistically do it. I don't think the other two have strength to speak of.
Not strength. Aiden actually has pretty good survival now.
Bree also has reasonable survival.
7.
Yeah, Sigurd has a 6 in survival.
Wait, Aiden has higher survival than Sigurd?
I mean, he's only got a +2 wisdom, and it's normal proficiency, not expertise.
I don't see why we couldn't all just go do it.
Yeah.
We're in a hurry anyway.
Someone has an axe.
Yeah.
Right, I guess we all rolled in.
Sigurd's like, why are we doing that? Let's just let him burn the... This is taking too much time. Hell, there's bookshelves if he'd rather... The bookshelves themselves are made of wood if he'd rather him spare the books themselves.
Sabrina's gonna go and she can't read the books.
Do everything I got if I have anything.
No, yeah, we're cutting down this tree. Come on.
Okay.
Arguably, we'll need firewood when we come back here.
Yeah, consider it an investment time.
Fast, please.
All right.
14.
25.
17.
16.
Okay, well, a majority you got over 15, so you find a tree pretty promptly that looks like it would do the trick. It would probably last a few days if he's, paying attention. And I'll say you can chop this down and get it over there in 2 hours.
Okay.
So yeah, you look through the field of snow for the perfect tree, and you find one which is kind of it's not even with how the branches are. There's some that are kind of have remained dry, and you're able to chop it up and drag it back, and it goes pretty smoothly too. And you're able to just shove it into the fort, since the doors in the front are quite large, and Ezek is probably pretty good at chopping the tree up himself and stripping the bark and all that. So yeah, he's probably pretty satisfied, but this won't last forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, good luck, Isak.
Yep. Best of luck to you. Get me back my hot sauce.
Oh, don't worry, I haven't forgotten.
Yes. All right. So how are you guys going to travel?
Are we gonna be fast? Or are we gonna be normies?
We should probably go normal, at least for the first day, because Sabrina is, like, almost burned out on magic because of her nightmare. We should probably, after the first night, we should probably actually use sending to ask Waffles if the teleportation circle between the HQ and Calder actually still works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what we should do. Just normal pace, kind of head in this direction, just kind of diagonal, so that if it turns out it does still work, we can just switch directions and go up here. And if it doesn't work, we can just keep going. Agreement?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be faster to just try to get to the MDRA and then teleport. So yeah.
Well, it's pretty warm out, all things considered, so you guys probably don't even need to do the check.
Yeah.
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 Because 19 was like what? Just a DC 20 or something.
Yeah. All right, so you're going at a normal pace?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
First day.
So that's, I believe...
D8.
D8.
Yeah, D8. I'm just trying to remember that how many hexes that is. I think we're doing like 8 hexes, 8 hours.
8 hours per
Two.
or was it?
Oh, was it? Was it 8 hours per hex? I can't.
I remember us going like
We
3 tiles per day.
Like
I believe it's.
three.
I believe it's 2 at a normal pace, 3 at a fast pace, 1 at a slow pace.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds about
yeah,
right.
because we nerfed it because
Yeah.
Too fast.
Trailblazing the whole continent.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, we're
Mhm.
going to roll D8s for everyone.
Oh boy.
4.
3.
6.
All right.
3.
All right.
Success.
So it was 3, correct? So you said you were going to go there to kind of south the west.
Yeah, about right there.
I'm like, I
Alright.
thought we were send spelling waffles.
Well, Bree doesn't have any enough magic left to do that.
Well, then why don't we just go to the teleporter thing?
We don't have the
Code.
We don't, but this one does.
Yes, we're going to she's going to use sending in the morning when she has magic.
it's mostly a case of like if we're assuming the worst and the teleport doesn't even work.
Alright, fair.
All right. So you take the trail back from the fort, of which has become your new home away from home. So technically, you're leaving your base of operations now. As you travel through the windswept ice continent, there's this uncanny stillness in the air as you stomp and romp through the snow. Is it probably pretty quiet amongst your group too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
awkward silence of your group.
It's fine.
Until you probably hit your stopping point for the day. As, people aren't really used to walking more than 8 hours a day, but somehow you've become more hardened as you've acclimatized to the ice continent. And you meet a place to set up camp. Where do you want to go from here?
We successfully rest through the night.
Are you going to do any activities in the night, or are you you're going to put up a hut?
Yeah, the hut.
All right. Are you ritual casting that?
No, she does have 1 4th level spell slot left, so she's going to use that to cast it.
Okay. Well, that's good. Oh yeah, you can't smell anymore too.
Yeah, I know.
You forgot to put that in the
Cool.
recap. All right. So yeah, the hut is up. Are you guys just gonna hunker down and go to sleep?
Sticker will take first watch, but other than that, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's much to really talk about. We're kind of in this.
Yeah, I don't think Bree's in the mood to go looking for meteorites, even if it would be,
Mhm.
even if there's no reason not to.
All right.
Yeah.
You all take turns at watch. Sigurd first, of course. And the night passes, and you all get the benefits of a long rest. Day
Ah,
4.
magic.
Day 4.
Yeah.
Day 4.
All right. You wake up. It's hard to the sky doesn't really change considering where you are, but your kind of natural clock has told you 8 hours have probably gone by, and it's early in the morning now.
All right. Bree will use sending to Waffles and ask her, does the teleporter to Calder still work?
Your magic echoes through your spell focus, and it almost sends off like this little star off into the distance, and you wait a few moments, and you hear Waffles say, yes, it still works.
All right. Let's start heading toward the MDRA then.
All right, don't bother making frost checks, but
Mm.
what pace do you wish to go at?
Do we want to go fast now?
Fast.
You're
Fast.
still going fast.
All right, that means you can go 1, 2,
Speed.
3, 4. You can get inside the barrier if that is the case. But let's roll some d6s, guys.
Aw, yeah.
2.
Oh, there's a
6.
6. That's a 5.
2.
Okay. You actually, with the urgency of this mission and the dread and or just curiosity of what has befallen Calder while you were gone, I'm gonna say you got ahead through the forest and were able to get an extra hex because of that 6.
Nice.
So you reach the MDRA's headquarters pretty late into the night, but yeah, with your headway, you go through the barrier, presenting these faux rings that you all bear, and you make it to the familiar ice castle that you fought the queen in.
Mm.
Going through the garden.
All right. I'm pretty sure we just head inside. Not really interested in sightseeing at the moment.
All right.
Yeah.
You see, when you open the door, they don't really lock it because they're kind of confident that they're pretty safe in here with their barrier. And you see some of these wacky mages. They're still up kind of studying and going through the aether fragments. And Waffles is among them, the Shellos. And she sees you and says, "Oh, you just spoke to me. Oh, how long has it been?"
Most of the day.
Oh, well, what are you doing here?
Well, you told us that Calder was under attack, and we're going back there to see what happened.
Oh, right. I forgot all about that. It's mostly past. There was a lot of destruction from what I heard.
Yeah.
I just assumed you didn't. Well, do you wish to go back there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what what does it look like right now?
From what Estelle tells me, it wasn't damage to the infrastructure. It was mostly a raid. It was a lot of the Queen's men, just a lot of them, just raided the whole place, and there were a lot of victims. Yes, I heard the Expedition Society is kind of in a frenzy where they're going to send back a lot of their members, which is, I think, good for us anyway.
Send back as in back to the main continents.
Yes, yes, yes.
I see.
Hmm.
They're still regrouping, from what I heard. Estelle has took refuge in one of the mage towers in the other continents.
I see.
I see.
All right. Well, we do still need to go back.
You're speaking about this so casually.
I'm the Kecleon Alabaster is he was able to they a couple of even that many thieves could not get the best of him. So the teleportation circle there is still open and ready to use. You look
All right.
tired from going through the night. Are you sure you want to go?
Right now? Well, you said most of it's all over, right?
It seems like they're gone. They're still, from what I hear, cleaning up the deceased. And
Then yes, we do want to go right now.
all right. Well, I can send you.
All right. Is Professor Takas here? I
Yes,
just want to talk to him.
He's
Really
down
quick.
in the he's down in the treasury.
Brianna, do we even have time for that?
Yes, Aiden. I don't think anything's going to change. I'll be as fast as I can, though.
And she's gonna kind of scamper off down to Professor Takas, and she's gonna poke her head into his room and kind of tap on the threshold.
He's so when you go down there, all his accoutrements are all down there, all the tape and strings and sticky notes. But there is now another mirror in that room, the very same mirror you saw in that cabin in the woods, and he seems to be marching back and forth, looking at one of his many watches on his wings as he stomps by, paces back and forth.
Learn anything
Yeah.
interesting?
Oh, you've returned! Oh, wait, no, the ones that was returning are coming from that one. He just kind of goes back to pacing.
She isn't quite sure what just happened.
Yeah, Sinbad would have followed her. He doesn't trust Bree alone with these geezers.
Okay. Yeah, he's just kind of he's kind of like looking at the watches on his wing and looking back at the mirror.
Are you waiting for something?
Oh, you again. Oh, yes. I am waiting for our expedition party to come back from the frost domain.
I told you to be careful with those.
Oh, but there's much to be learned. You cannot being too trepidatious will stifle knowledge.
Make sure you're casting sending to them every once in a while to make sure they're not dead.
Oh, I've already gone through all my spells.
All right.
Don't you
But-
think I had tried this? I'm a sorcerer of the stick circle.
Well, yes, and I'm a wizard of the fifth circle, but there's always someone out there stronger.
Yes.
All right. I'm warning you, be careful with those.
And then she's just gonna turn around and head back upstairs.
Okay.
Or
Yes,
I'm
and that's
assuming
probably just gonna
downstairs.
whisper into one of her large ears on the way back. I don't think they're coming back.
Me either.
You make your way back up where Waffles has prepared the scroll and is ready to send you.
All right. Just two more things. Can I see the sequence?
Well, why do you wish to know it?
Well, so that I can come back here whenever I want.
Oh, you've learned teleportation circle, Sabrina.
Well, I haven't learned it yet. I'm still working on it. I kind of left most of my money back in Calder and need it to get this thing into my spell book. But yes, I will have it in there soon.
Well, I suppose if you're working towards our cause, you could come here yourself. I mean, it saves me the trouble of doing it all the time.
Yeah, and I'm sure it saves you a pretty penny too. Those things aren't cheap.
Yeah, well, you don't have to worry about that. And the Aether has made us very. Let's say we've made a few breakthroughs.
I'm sure.
I do like resource efficiency.
Speaking of Aether breakthroughs, how exactly do you grind those things down without them exploding?
Oh, well, you need a very specific tool to do it. You need you need actually tools made out of it to actually grind it into dust, which we've been able to make potions with. They're still experimental, but perhaps you could field test them for us at some point. As you've seen with rituals, the effects might be a little unpredictable, but if we could engineer this formula to do what we wish it to do, then we'll have some pretty powerful potions on our side.
All right. We'll talk about that later. Do you have any tools you could spare?
We're very sorry. We're collecting these tools for a reason. The Aether for a reason, to make tools like this, mostly for ourselves.
I'm sure you are. All right.
We have somewhere to be.
Yes, we have somewhere to be. So, I'll be checking that sequence. Where is it? Just right here?
Yeah.
And she goes over to where the teleportation circle is.
You're usually taken at the same spot where you're zapped out, and yeah, you see on the floor these like intricate runes and symbols all kind of swirling around on this one point on the floor.
All right, she's gonna take a minute to memorize that.
Yeah, so yeah, you close your eyes and all the like the transparent images like you remember it.
Hooray! All right, we're ready.
All right. She cracks open the scroll, and you see she takes it out of a case, and she begins casting the spell, which also takes a minute. So maybe while you're studying it, that's when that's when this all happens, and you're like,
Yeah.
I learned it, but then you just like start disintegrating and like your particles begin shooting off into the southwest.
Breath of the Wild teleportation sequence.
And you end up in this very small room that you are very familiar with when you're teleporting. You are at the basement of Alabaster's shop. Except usually he's there to greet you, and he is not this time.
All right, she's gonna memorize that sequence.
Yeah. So you take a minute to. Is everyone just gonna stay with her while she does this?
I have a feeling we're
No.
gonna have to leave Bree for this one.
That's fine.
Aiden is already going towards the door.
Yeah.
All right. So Sabrina, you stay down here while everyone kind of runs ahead. You go up to the front room, and you see Alabaster there, kind of like sitting there with his like fist under his chin on a desk, and he seems to be alone in here. You don't see any of his associates or salesmen wandering around. Oh, they're just sending you down there now? Jeez. They didn't even tell me.
I'm actually surprised about that one, but they told us that, well, the town was attacked. We came to defend whatever might be left.
Oh, that's because they use the sending spell on Linda, and she tells me, and but Linda's gone. They sent almost everyone back. They're still. Oh, hey, you guys see what happened?
No, that's why we're here.
Yeah, you might want to shut your eyes. You want to shut your eye, kid. Shut your eyes, kid, when you go out there. They're still cleaning up some of the bodies.
Cleaning.
At that, Sigurd's gonna head outside.
Yes,
He's gonna rush the front door.
Aiden just kind of braces himself.
When you
Sinbad might hang back with Aiden and be like, if you want, you can have us survey first, or you can come with us.
No, I'm not waiting.
By this
Yeah,
time,
no.
Sabrina, you're probably done studying this thing.
All right. So have they left yet, or is she meeting up with them before they leave?
I'll say before they leave, they kind of had a small conversation with Alabaster. It's like, is there anyone else down there?
Okay, guys, I got it.
Is there anyone else down there?
Oh, no, it was just us.
Okay, well, I'm not your valet. Just get out of here.
Okay, all right.
And she just kind of walks outside.
When you walk outside, you see the place. The area has just, you see blood in the snow and bodies laying face down. You see a few hallowed flames kind of doing prayers at on some of the bodies, and they begin like kind of lifting them away. At some places, there are many doors around the vicinity that have been busted open. You can see they've been like forcibly opened too, because like the wood is kind of torn away from the doors. There's graffiti all over the place, all over the sides of buildings, and you see one that says "For the Queen."
You touched Dad.
Bree's kind of looking for any cards that have been scattered around the place.
This doesn't look like that an attack by the queen. This looks like almost like a example.
If
I
you're
just-
do-
Nukes running amok.
if you're doing that, Sabrina, do a perception check.
Okay. 1 second. It's been a while since I've... Okay. $28.
All right. So, if you're looking for cards, you're pretty sure you don't see you see dead what you notice, there's dead queensmen too. Like you see the Nidorinos in kind of the same outfits you saw in the ruins, with like bandanas and very roguish kind of armor on them. They're unmistakably part of the Queensmen.
All right. We can jab them with sticks and they're actual flesh. They're not illusions.
But another thing you notice is a red and yellow fluffy body face down in the snow.
She's going to slowly approach it.
It's laying limp and stiff. It is wearing the Expedition Society's clothing.
Amos said.
She's going to just she's going to shake him a little bit, knowing full well that he's dead, just hoping that somehow he's not.
The profile is unmistakably Jameson. He's just kind of laying face down, not moving in the snow.
She doesn't know what to say. She's going to turn back to the others and say,
Go check on Gunther.
I also want, since you're getting close to him too, I want you to do a medicine check.
okay.
Use that big brain of yours.
Only 8.
Yeah. You can't really infer anything from. He's just kind of. You don't even really see his face. He's just kind of laying down there.
All right, she's going to roll him over.
You're gonna roll him over.
Yeah.
So you see something odd when you roll him over. When you touch him too, his body it doesn't feel right, and I don't mean that like because it's a cadaver. It is clearly dead, but his body feels very dry, and he has 2 little black beady eyes on his face. Sigurd, are you around here?
Yes, he is. He's still here for now.
Sigurd, the face of this thing is unmistakably the creature that was impersonating you when you walked into your room that one time.
That's not him.
It's not?
No, it's not.
This creature
It's
was also the queen at some point, because it was talking to you as the queen.
Right. That's Queen. That's one of her impersonators.
Use the glasses.
He's gonna put on the glasses
All right.
and activate them.
Yeah, you see that thing in its full glory. It's not a Flareon at all. It's just a pink blob with the face of death on it.
He's gonna look at the other bodies strewn about.
Everything else, as far as you see, is real. Nothing really escapes the goggles.
But only him. That's the only fake body. At least here.
Like I said, this seems more and more targeted to Queen rather than from Queen.
Mm. I'm gonna go check on our house. And with that, Sigurd is gonna run off.
All right.
Livery's going to follow him.
Your house is pretty close to here, so you kind of run over, seeing more bodies, more hallowed flames, and Expedition Society members kind of cleaning up the mess. And you reach your room. The door is ajar, and it is empty.
The room is empty?
The room is empty.
What about our cash?
There's nothing in there.
It's completely stripped bare.
It's gone.
Everything.
Hmm.
We have to go to Gunther's. So Pandora's doing this
Rap,
again.
rap.
You
So,
know, you have
um,
the
you guys are
glasses
running-
on.
So while you guys were probably running off towards the house, I imagine at this point Aiden would have just booked it for the docks, just to.
Yeah.
That's fair, yeah.
All right. So as you guys run to your house and just kind of see at a first glance, there's nothing in there. No one, no thing, nothing, stripped bare. Aiden runs off in the other direction towards the dock. You guys will be following him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you run over to the over to Calder or the dock, and you see the destruction has not stopped in the kind of housing district. It has reached the dock, and as you run through the dock towards the ocean, Aiden, with your party kind of tailing you, you kind of see the visage of a Charizard, just the profile of a Charizard outside the shop. And for a moment you think it's your father and just everything's okay, but then as you get closer you notice there's armor on this one, and that it's female, and you recognize it as the kind of commander of the Hallowed Flames, Brunhilde.
He's just gonna run up to the shop and just. Where's Dad? Where's he?
Aiden, oh, thank goodness you're all right. Oh, just relax. Just relax.
He's visibly shaking, considering the carnage that he's been running past.
She kind of kneels down to you, and she says, "Listen, Aiden, were you in town when this happened?"
No. Please tell me he's alright.
She lets out a long sigh, and I don't know how to tell you this, Aiden, but she just shakes her head.
And with that, he falls to his knees in the snow.
And by this time, other three have probably caught up.
Yeah. Sinbad's probably gonna look at the scene and just be like, where is he? Or what's left of him?
Do you want to come to our camp? I can explain it to you. I think he needs some consoling right now.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that now.
She grabs a blanket and she kind of puts it around him, even though you're still kind of clothed, Aiden. She gets a blanket and she rounds up the rest of you, and she says, I think it's best we converse where there's not the smell of death around us. And so she takes you over to the kind of eastern outskirts of the town, where it's not as populated as it usually is. You usually see a bunch of guard detail around this place, but from what you've seen, they're off in the town clearing the dead. And you see around the Hallowed Flames encampment, there's just a lot of bodies with blankets over them.
How are they still all like undeniably queensmen?
Some are, but some are citizens of Calder that you have seen.
Mm-hmm.
She says to you, do you want to hear this, Aiden? I know it's difficult and it never gets easier.
He's just quiet. Mostly trying to hold it together.
They came out of nowhere. Hundreds of them just came down on Calder without any warning. They just started attacking and looting. I've handled these bandits before, but not in numbers like that. And at this point, I'm starting to believe to think that the right course of action is the one you suggested, Sabrina. This is a problem that needs to be dealt with.
Where's the body?
That's the problem. We have the power to bring those back on the cusp of life back to us. But they saw us doing that when they attacked, and they started dumping the bodies into the water when they saw that. It is unforgivable what they have done.
You mean
He's with the flame now, Aiden. And I know that is hard to hear, but the afterlife is just another stage of our journey. And while he was taken away from us callously, viciously, and barbarically, we should take solace in knowing that. Do you understand me?
Sinbad's probably like half listening and just probably says, "The body couldn't have drifted far from the docks."
By comparison, Aiden's still quiet, but you can see he's holding back tears at this point.
We're doing the best we can to give the dead their last rites, the ones we can find anyway. The Expedition Society is doing the same. They're sending back all the green recruits they were hiring. And it seems as though that we're gonna do something about this.
Bree just kind of nods slowly.
Sinbad might be somewhat aroused and say, "You're positive they were Queensmen. They weren't concealed by any magic. They weren't those Heliolisk from before."
She goes over to one of the blankets and lifts it up. And it's one of the kind of roguish looking Nidorinos with scars. And It seems to it has a slash of almost like almost cauterized across its chest.
Sigurd just punches the air for a moment and before just kind of turning away. Just takes a few steps away.
I don't know what you four have been doing, but it seems the Expedition Society, the Hallowed Flames, and Ela, I believe you've met her, are all throwing their hat in to plan to deal with Queen.
Dead.
I don't know how.
Well, we don't know how either, but I'm sure with us putting our heads together, we're gonna find a way.
We don't even know where she is.
Dead.
Squire, if I may, there is a fine line between avenging and revenge. One of those things creates monsters. Be wary of this.
Let's just focus on the venge part then.
You don't hear that.
Yeah, there you don't hear
Oh,
that.
dang it. Oh, it was the sword. Okay.
It was the
I thought it
sword.
was
Sword.
I thought it was the How the Flames guy.
No.
No one else here. Nothing could possibly be worse than her in terms of being monstrous.
Listen, you can rest here. You look pretty tired. You can rest here for the night. Get your head together. We can plan after that.
All right.
All right. She escorts you to over like a small tent with like 4 little beds.
But before she does that, or as she's doing that, Sigurd stays behind for a moment. And he's going to use the Chancellor's Crest to cast Sending.
Okay, on who?
Pandora.
All right. So this probably works in a different way, not like Sabrina's, where it's just you kind of concentrate and you hone in on the creature you're trying to communicate with. And
The crest glows for a second.
it does make contact. So what do you say?
Pandora, where are you? Is Returnatrix okay? What's your location?
So something odd happens. Have you ever got that phone call where there's someone on the line, but they don't say anything and just hang up? That's very similar to what you get here. Like, for what little time you've had this thing and getting familiar with how it works when you attune to it, it did make contact with Pandora. She is just either not choosing to respond to you or unable to respond to you.
Sigurd grits his teeth in frustration before just shaking his head, shaking off, and returning to the rest of the group.
All right.
I'll
So
tell them about that later.
she takes you over to a small tent with various beds around, and there's a fire in the middle to keep you guys warm. And she nods at you guys and looks at Aiden and just specifically says, "Take as long as you need." And right now in relation, it's probably like reaching midnight by now, just how you kind of pushed that extra couple of miles.
All right.
I'm like, are the torches in this room like lit by the continual flame spell or something?
No, there is actually a spell, a hearth in the middle with an actual fire.
All right. Sinbad is probably going to go back to the docks.
All right. So you guys see Sinbad just after being escorted to the tents. He makes his way out.
Sib, where are you going?
Like he's probably left by the like he didn't stop to hear the rest of what Bree was saying to him.
Oh, for Pete's sake. I'll be right back, guys.
And she's gonna chase after him.
All right. So Sigurd and Aiden are kind of left in this small little tent with this fire crackling in the middle.
The mammals and the lizards.
Which group are we on right now?
We'll start with the tent group first.
Okay.
Do you guys do anything in particular in here, Aiden and Sigurd?
Well, what's Aiden doing right now?
I mean, you've got this guy consumed by grief right now. I don't know if he's going to have much to say. If anything, he's still... I don't know, it's... There's eventually a point where he breaks and does start crying. Just... very clearly, he is not able to hold it together anymore.
I think as he's been doing that, Sigurd, I guess probably started taking off his armor, and so by the time it's off, yeah, Aiden is there on the floor, crying. And Sigurd is just going to sit down next to Aiden and just place a hand on his shoulder. Just kind of sit there. He's not going to say anything. He's not going to do anything. He's just going to be there.
Okay. Well, we'll break that scene and go over to Sinbad and Sabrina then.
Sib, where are you?
Sorry.
Yeah, you start making your way towards the docks.
All right.
Sib, what are you doing?
Going back to the docks.
Yeah, and why are you doing that? Do you really think you're gonna find him?
So what if I do?
You realize the odds of finding him are extremely low. You could be up all night, and we don't need that right now.
Well, what else are we gonna do tomorrow?
I don't know, maybe we'll have to deal with some sort of ferret sword creature or something. Do you really want to be exhausted when that happens?
If it means I can do this, maybe.
Sib, please, just be reasonable for once, okay?
It's not like we haven't already done it. If Aiden can do it, I can do it.
Vaden can do what?
Dive.
Sib, you are not diving into the frigid waters of the ocean.
I have to find what's left of him.
She just kind of puts her face in her paws, and she's like,
Sib, please, don't do this. This is not the time for you to be playing hero.
I thought that was the whole point of being here in the first place.
Well, you can't play hero if you freeze to death. I'll take your silence as me having won this argument and we can go back. Please?
I mean, I'm sure you have a second level circle spell ready.
You get one dive. One. Do you understand?
Sinbad kind of nods.
That didn't look like a sure nod to me. You get one or none. Final offer.
Well,
She
let's
taps
at
the
least
paws.
scout the area first.
Sib, it's midnight.
These things are time sensitive.
We've still got time. Even if we wait until tomorrow, we'll still have time. I know how the spell works. It's 10 days. There's no reason to do it tonight and get exhausted for tomorrow.
at this point, she just kind of grabs him by the ear and starts trying to pull him back to the tent.
Like, have we made it to the dock at this point?
Probably not. It'd take a while. It takes like a good 20 minutes to get there to where you're going anyway.
Right, he's probably gonna be like, fine, I won't dive today.
Thank you.
But I'm still going to the dock.
You're really gonna be this way? Alright, fine.
Okay, what do you want to do here?
I don't know, he's probably just gonna, like, sit on the dock, look over the horizon, kind of how they came here with Gunther, that kind of thing. Or at least with Gunther's letter where they met Gunther on the air continent, probably close to where they left to get here.
Okay. Oh yeah, you kind of perch yourself on the dock and look out into the frigid, icy surf.
And he's just going to be like, do you think she actually did it, or do you think this is a setup?
I don't know. I'm hoping it's a setup. Otherwise, everything is going to go horribly wrong. I could see of several ways that she could use this against us.
I mean, there's an infinite amount of things she could use against us at any point.
Well, now she's really got ammo.
Why? The ball wasn't here.
No. But she probably has it. Either that or she was too ashamed to speak to us. Because she failed or something along those lines. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we should actually ask Snot instead of her. He would know if everyone went out to attack Caldeer, or at least one person.
That's a fair point.
And she's going to cast Sending to Snot.
All
She's
right.
going to say,
Hey, Snot, did a bunch of the Queensmen attack Caldeer recently?
Oh, I don't know what goes on over there, but it's sure a lot emptier here. I mean, it lets me get away from like a bunch of punks that I owe money are gone, and that's good, I guess.
He doesn't seem to know.
I guess he stays closer to the ruins these days.
she just kind of shrugs.
I just can't help but think this was a scorched earth tactic. By Ilya.
Still suspicious of her, huh?
It wasn't the first suspicious thing that happened after she showed up. She spent an awful lot of time with Aiden.
I'm still not quite sure what to make of her, to be honest.
Because if she wanted to win Aiden over, this was his only attachment. And all she came here to do was take out Queen, one way or another. And now that she's got the factions rallying to that cause, well, opens things up. Of course, this could also be set up by abolition instead. Maybe they made a deal with Queen. If so, she might have more seals than we thought.
There aren't many seals for her left to get.
The only one that she doesn't have is the Hallowed Flames one and the one on the eastern side.
We'll just have to get to it first then. As
So
long as she's
again,
missing one of them, she can't use any of them.
it is possible that abolition actually trained some of the pharaohs and got it first.
You mean from the tower?
Possibly.
I hope not. I want it.
So I suppose we have one ourselves.
Yeah, but for how much longer?
Or maybe abolition just wanted to get all the other factions off their backs while they... So that way they can worry less about their precious feral Pokemon, as we have sentient Pokemon killing sentient Pokemon.
I'm
Wow.
not sure what to say to that. I mean, I guess it's possible, but I like to think that they're not that insane.
Have you seen Leonidas?
Yes. I know that he cares for his children a great deal.
I don't think he has any actual children.
He told me he does.
Well, his children must be feral then.
I somehow doubt that, but it would really be something if that was the case.
Actually, that'd be outright creepy.
Yeah, and creepy is something, to be fair.
Well, guess that's the most thought I can get sorted out tonight.
You ready to go back?
He reluctantly nods.
All right. So you guys take the trek back, and
Bree is Gunther's place is just like right there, right?
yes. Well, it's pretty close, but it's not like right next to the dock. It's you got to walk up it a little bit, but it's yeah.
All right. Like, is it less than 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we should probably
She's gonna
investigate
go
the
there and check to
place.
see. She's gonna go there and check to see if her stuff is there.
When you enter the shop, it's kind of it's fallen to the fate of these queensmen. It's graffitied. Everything is ruined. The weapons are gone. The rooms have all been raided of anything valuable, and you don't find your stuff where you left it. But keep note of it.
Okay.
Still.
All right.
So, like, was there graffiti like everywhere, or is this like a very specific case?
It's on a wall. You just see it on the walls and places. It says that you see profanities and you see for the queen, and you see the queen just all spray painted all over the place. The graffiti looks very similar to some of the stuff you saw in the ruins, actually.
Bree looks like she's on the verge of crying, but just kind of shakes it off and says,
Let's just go back.
All right. When
I'm
you
like, I might use shape. I'm gonna use shape water just to just to make it wet and then throw it off the wall.
it's hard to scrub off, but you can smudge it a bit, I guess. But you guys make your way back where you see kind of Aiden. Do you think that it has changed between you two by the time they get back after 30 or so minutes?
I mean, with nothing else to really do, I think he would have cried himself to sleep.
Okay. So you probably see Sigurd kind of like putting a blanket over him as you guys return.
Bree just sort of watches him do this before going over to her bed that she's chosen and going to sleep herself.
Okay.
Sinbad might actually stay up and just look at Sigurd and be like, I take it this is what it was all about.
He nods. He just kind of looks down at Aiden. Just solemn. He's trying to keep a straight face, but he's clearly like super solemn and sad, looking at what happened and looking outside at everything. He kind of gestures to all the bodies outside and looks to Sinbad. Every single one of those. it's one of the it's this. If not for more people.
Yeah. Although I suppose at the very least we don't know if Jameson's gone yet. One that might not be broken.
Pandora's alive as well.
What did she
But I
tell you?
don't. She didn't tell me anything. I don't know if it's because she didn't want to or if because she couldn't.
It's definitely because she couldn't. I've never known her not to open her mouth for anything.
Well, you never know.
I'm still trying to figure out how much of this is a mind game for someone and how much is really true.
I mean, does it matter? I mean, the losses are. I mean, mind game or not, you can see the impact right there.
Right, but if we lose the mind game, we might blame the wrong person. And that leads to more of this, where both sides were innocent. That's what I'm afraid of.
Sigurd rocks back and forth with a large sigh. With that, just
He's like,
exhaustion.
I don't know if you want me to tell you this at this time or not, but we did ask Ezek what happened that night.
Tell me later. It's already so much going on.
That's fair.
There's other people who need to mourn right now.
Just say everything is related.
With that, and just a heavy exhale, Sigurd's gonna lie down as well.
All right. I'll let you guys get rest for the night, if that's the case. So as the night passes, you hear the sounds of dragging back to the camp, and you hear the soft sounds of prayers that help lull you to sleep. You have the night pass by, probably a lot on all of your minds, but you indeed wake up the next day in the tent, getting the benefits of a long rest. Day 5. You actually probably wake up a little later than you usually do because you went to bed so late, but it is a new morning. What do you do from here?
I'm like, does Bria locate object? Do we have any spell scrolls for that?
No. She had a locate creature, but it's gone now.
Hmm.
I'm too poor to afford such a thing.
Bree is very poor as well.
Sigurd's going to try another sending.
To who?
This time to Returnatrix.
All right. You pull out the crest and you begin concentrating and thinking of the silver dragon, the silver great worm, Returnatrix. Your mind connects to his. What do you say?
Returnatrix, I don't know if you can respond, but if you can, please at least give something. I just an indication if you're alive. If you can, head to where we met you. Or met up with you. And we can try to...
I think you're counting words here.
Okay, yeah. That might be too much. If we can head to where we met you.
Well, what are you
I
saying?
think that should be enough words.
What are you saying specifically?
Okay, let me see.
Time to use the type.
Lovely.
I'll count it. Just say it out for me.
Returnatrix, I don't know if you can hear me or if you can respond, but if you can, please do head to where we met up with you last.
Okay, that's like
Or head to where we first met you.
that's almost 24 words almost. So you're good.
Okay.
I want you to do a persuasion check.
Okay. Well, that's not great, but a 10.
You get the same response you did from Pandora.
Can I inspiration that?
Yes, you can.
I would like to
Okay.
inspiration that.
I technically gave you luck points, but I'll let...
Dang.
Oh, okay.
But okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, you get the exact same response you got from Pandora and Snot. Or no, you actually talked to him just from Pandora, where it feels like someone's picking up, someone's listening to you. Like you can almost hear the breathing on the other side, but they don't respond.
Mm. Okay.
Aiden, can you feel where Orthonatrix is?
He's gonna try to sense, but he's not really responding too much.
All right, when you do that, Aiden, you are actually really close to him. With how close you are, you can pinpoint exactly where he is, and that is the ice cave that your first journey took place in. Is that area to the west?
He's actually at the cave with the heretic.
You mean the first one we went to?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's where we're going then.
I suppose so.
I mean, shouldn't we? He's gonna like gesture generally at the docks direction.
All right, one
He's
dive.
just going to turn around and say, Aiden, there's 10 days before he's gone for good, before the hallowed flames can't do anything. if we find his body before then, we could still save him.
He does actually look up at that.
That's why I went to the docks last night, but somebody wanted me to be smart, I guess.
You're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance, but don't get your hopes up. The chances that we're going to find his body out there are pretty low. Let's go out to the docks and let's see if we can see any bodies whatsoever.
I guess in that case he's gonna get up. But
Okay. You guys are heading towards the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As that, before they go, Sigurd like stops Sabrina for a second.
She looks up.
Speak with Brunhilde about the swords.
Right. Right, we do need to do something about that, don't we?
That we do.
You actually, when you look around the camp, she's not around. There's some other hallowed flames kind of foot soldiers around. Look like they're not leaving it completely unguarded, but she doesn't seem to be around.
Sabrina's gonna ask one of them if they know where she is.
I believe she's helping. She's helping the effort to clear the town. Find any
Alright.
survivors.
Alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I guess we'll
Flame
just
be
keep
with
an eye
you.
out.
You as well.
And I guess we'll just keep an eye out for her as we go to the docks.
All right. As you guys you still got to kind of go through Calder to get there, and I want you all to do a perception check.
Okay.
Perception for the low whiz party.
I have advantage.
13.
7.
Nine.
14.
14.
Mhm.
Oh, okay, I see.
Can't even blame Parser this time because Maiden did it too.
Well,
yeah.
so you're not. So looking around, it's just kind of all this movement is kind of distracting. You just see various Pokemon just kind of pointing at areas too, and maps of the town, and you're unable to find Brunhilde through all of this. But with a 14, yeah, okay. You see someone kind of look out of your room and go back in. Like someone peeked out their head and went back in your room, shut the door.
Sigurd is gonna stop at that.
What's up, Sigurd?
There's someone in our room. There's someone in our room.
Think it's Pandora?
Not sure. Hold on a minute. I'll go look.
Hang on. Have someone else go around the back.
Wait, did we have any windows on our room?
No, you did not. There was only one.
No,
door in.
it's
Never mind then.
Like it's broken, but it's not like off the hinges. It's just like it can't. It doesn't latch shut, but you can still shut it. If that makes sense.
okay. In that case, Sigurd is going to slowly approach the door.
Okay. Are you all doing this, or just Sigurd?
I'm like,
yeah.
we're probably like behind him, ready to I don't know, blast people, I guess.
Aiden's just kind of following the rest of the group.
All right. You were at your door. It's shut, but not broken. But not it's shut, but not like kind of latched shut.
Not locked. Yeah. He's gonna knock 3 times. Just a
You hear a knock back.
Okay. He's just gonna open the door.
And when you look in the empty room, you see against the wall the little form of an impidimp, kind of like smiling, ushering you in.
Glasses.
Sigurd is gonna shut the door.
Okay. Like with you inside, or
No, he's just
Bree
gonna
just-
shut the door on him.
Bree sighs and opens the door.
Okay. Yeah, Sigurd puts the glasses on after that.
once you're inside?
Yeah, or he just puts it on before going inside.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
So when you before you looked in the room and you saw an impidimp there, kind of like trying to usher you in hastily. Sigurd, I'd like you to describe Moira for me.
Okay. All right. She is a fracture, little bit beneath average height. She is usually in a usually has a blacksmith's apron of sorts and has all sorts of tools just kind of like hanging out of the pockets. Her face is usually covered with soot and smudges and maybe even like some like debris, some stone debris. She generally has a very cheery disposition. And yeah. Is there anything else?
That's about it.
Oh, and she has a similar to how Sigurd has the symbol of the Titan on his arm. She has it on one of her palms.
So when you open the door, that is who you see ushering you in. But she is not wearing the blacksmith accoutrement. She's wearing a large black hat with a feather in it, a bandolier with various liquids in it. It could be poison, could be potions, a black cloak, and a jewel-encrusted rapier. The very same thing that Salazzle was wearing when you met with the queen.
With the true sight glasses on?
With the true sight glasses, that's what you see in place of Snot. Everyone else sees Snot there.
He freezes for a second.
Hurry in, guys! You know who sent me here? She wanted me to tell you guys something.
Are you ready for some mind tricks then? She's pretty good at those.
Just get in here and close the door.
Aiden is staring daggers, considering the events.
So that's gonna close the door then, and since he's probably the least mad about this thing for now.
Bree's
Before
also,
she... Oh, what's up?
Bree's gonna go inside.
Before... Oh, okay.
I mean, I assume we're all inside, right?
No, Sigurd
No.
is still at the doorway.
Bree just kinda
Sinbad.
looks up at him, and she's like,
What's
"Wish I
Sigurd
knew
doing?
As Sigurd, Sigurd is like he was there frozen for a second, and like at this point starting to hyperventilate. As Sinbad starts to close the door, he holds it open and just who the hell are you?
What are you talking about? You met me before.
I see you. Why are you wearing her face?
At this point, you see Snot kind of like let down his like goofy little demeanor and say, "You know, I forgot all about what those stupid glasses did. I guess that's on me."
What?
Would you get in here, Sigurd?
Sigurd, get in here.
At this point, you notice Snot's voice change too. He's still
Yeah.
Snot though.
I mean, Sinbad figured at this point, anytime someone ushers us in, it's either Pandora trying to cheese us or Queen trying to cheese us. So he just assumes we're being cheesed.
Mhm.
He steps in and closes the door.
Well, that didn't work. You'll have to pardon me. I don't have the same resources I used to as of the other night.
What's going on here?
You're not her, are you?
See, this is exactly why I had to go in here with the disguise.
Who is her?
You what?
Actually, did she drop it altogether, or is she still like?
She's still Snot.
Yeah.
She's just her voice changed.
He's like studying every single aspect of her, trying to make sure that this isn't some sort of trick, some sort of like illusion that managed to break through the true sight.
You'd have to be proficient in Arcana to figure that out, but from what you know how these glasses work, you take them off, put them back on, that this is what you're seeing. So it's, if there is what, like, it would be very, very difficult to deceive these things. It was able to get through the Great Worm's disguises, if that's
Magic,
for
yeah.
whatever that's worth.
Oh, this. Yeah, Moira, what the hell?
Look, we can catch up later.
Sinbad at this point is going to be like, "You're supposed to be dead, hired to be killed by yourself, or kidnapped by yourself,
Oh, I feel.
and then accidentally murdered."
I see. Did Ezek bark like a seal? I see. But that's besides the point. I'm not here to talk about my past with you. I'm here to talk about the present and the future.
I'm assuming you were set up then.
Very perceptive of you. And I see the way you're looking at me, kid.
Just looking at Aiden.
His hand was actually on the hilt of Holy Avenger.
But if you want someone to blame, I am not the one who did this. Why would I do this?
That's more or less what I was thinking. Though, I'll be honest, I can never truly predict your motives.
That's fair enough. But someone has stolen a majority of my men. They did, I guess, the smart play and went after what was weakest, and that was the will of my boys. And they're impersonating me. And it's quite difficult tempering these bandits' desires and impulses. I let them go wild, occasionally, but it seems someone let them right off the leash here.
Do you have any idea who?
No, and I don't know who did it, who's the mastermind behind this, but I know, and if you want someone to blame, kid, blame your hero, because she's involved with this. She had a part in it. And while I don't care what happened to your father, I do know what you desire. So if you have a bone to pick, it's not with me, it's with her. But I'll ask you not to do that, because brazenly going out there and accusing her will do you no good. So he was very ingenious, actually. If you go out and accuse her like that, she's a hero as far as this small little town is concerned. And they'll just think you're working with me.
I suspected it was either her or abolition or both.
What's Aiden trying to say?
You're seriously suggesting that she, of all people...
I alluded to it earlier, kid. Do you remember what I said to you back at the ruins?
Out of character, actually trying to remember.
She said she brought her up during her requests. She said, like, she could tell Sinbad about Nero. She could let Sigurd talk to Ezek. She said she could let you know about Ela.
Right. Yeah, despite that, it's...
I told you what people are willing to do to keep secrets from getting out. She, like... Well, I guess to you guys it's not, like, raising his hand out, like, kind of pointing outside. That's what they're willing to do.
I figured she might have done that to try specifically to win us over.
No, she knows I know. And so she's rallying everyone against me to silence that secret that she's a sham. By the way, Sigurd. I believe I noticed what you're wearing there, and we still have that deal going on, correct?
He's been like unresponsive for the past minute or so when she mentions that, and he just looks at her with nothing but confusion, anger, betrayal. Did you seriously think I care about that right now?
You may not, but I do.
Do you have your end of the deal with you?
I do. I figured we should just get this over with before, because I know it's going to come up eventually.
Yes. Unfortunately, we need to not be working with you because we need a little help from the Hallowed Flames, and they're going to ask us if we're working with you, so we can't be working with you when we do that.
Hand it over first.
No, you hand it over first to me.
You know me.
And you know me.
Apparently.
Let me put it this way, I've followed up with every single dealing I've made with you thus so far.
Can we at least see it?
She reaches into the back of her cloak. Well, you see the back of her cloak. It's just Snot kind of reaching behind him, and he kind of pulls a ball out. The very same ball you saw Kai use.
All right, Sigurd.
He just pulls the he pulls the crest off and just throws it at her.
Well, you don't want to throw this. She kind of chuckles to herself as she kind of puts it down as she picks up the crest.
If no one else is going to move, Bree's going to take the ball.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I do need help with this. And you don't have to work with me directly, if that's the conflict of interest here. But I think you're willing to get down to who did this just as much as I am. And admittedly, I don't like dead bodies, as I've told you before. I think people are much more useful alive, but whoever's the mastermind behind this needs to go. Would you agree? Actually, look at it this way. If they're willing to do this, and you still want to rally against me, just think of what else they might do.
It'd be hard, but I think it'd be possible to give plausible deniability to it being you. Your modus operandi is always that you leave a calling card and take the blame for whatever you do, and there are none of those.
Indeed. I mean, they tried with the graffiti, but...
Well, as much as I hate you,
Thank you, Sabrina.
I'll try to clear your innocence.
That's very good, but like I said before, don't go brazenly accusing Elia of anything. I know she's involved, but keep a close eye on her, is all I'm saying. I don't want you ruining everything.
Yeah, I would say I'm not stupid, but I'm honestly not sure of that anymore.
And then after all this is said and done, we can play some more.
If that's what you consider it. Well,
since Thought Stealer is now dead, one of my best infiltrators, since the cat is out of the bag, so to speak, you have my contact if you wish to send anything. He was taking the form of that little one you took a liking to. I'm sorry he died. Got stabbed.
Do you know where his body is?
Last I was in contact with Thought Stealer, and he died very close to here, actually. Well, I saw him get stabbed, is what I mean, and that's when Thought Stealer took the opportunity and took his body. Well, not took his body literally, I mean, changed his identity, as Thought Stealer usually does.
What about Aiden's father? Do you know where his body is?
Nope. Thought Stealer is where I lost contact. And when Thought Stealer died, I lost everything else that happened. They dumped him into the ocean, so if you're gonna look for them, good luck.
But you said Jameson's nearby.
He was, but I didn't see him on the way there. I don't know if the hallowed flames moved him or not.
All right. We'll see what we can do from here on out.
Very well. Maybe we'll talk later, Sigurd. I know you have a lot of questions.
This was you the whole time?
It was.
For real you?
Well, I had to cut ties with my past, you see. I suppose if you talked to Isaac, he told you a lot of what happened that day. But I am not a ghost.
I grieved for you. I nearly died for you. I left the clan. I lost everything.
And
This...
I wanted freedom. I didn't want to be shackled. I didn't want my will and destiny in the hands of others. That is why I'm doing this, Sigurd. What do you think will happen if the rest of these parties, the Hallowed Flames, Expedition Society, Abolition, have their way with this continent? It's going to become like everyone else, like that garbage clan I was part of this garbage world, and I am going to create a world where we can choose our own destinies. You can come at me and say how I'm wrong, but you know I'm right. You've seen how they are. You know what they'll do.
And so you want this, and he gestures outside, to be the destiny you choose? The destiny that others can choose for themselves?
This was not me, Sigurd. Were you listening?
This wasn't me, but this wasn't you, but this was your men. What do you think will happen once they run out of people to exploit? Run out of people to kill, to steal from?
They were taken by someone impersonating me. That's one of the disadvantages from doing things in the shadows, I guess, but it can be fixed.
So if you don't mind me...
Fixed.
I'm sorry. Go on.
So this kind of looks awkward too, is like Sigurd's having this emotional conversation with Snot right now. But what were you gonna say, Sabrina?
She was just going to say, if you don't mind me asking, what exactly is your wish going to be?
I don't plan to have a wish. I just want to keep it out of the hands of everyone else. Maybe, if things are dire, I'll use it. But I just want to keep it out of the hands of everyone else.
And you say you can fix this? Like, you can just bring everyone back?
I can't bring everyone back, but I can put everyone back on... Well, I think we have to clear out these traitors. I actually had my men execute one of these turncoats at Abolition's HQ. It's actually someone who you are familiar. You remember Bearclaw? I discovered he was turning on me, gathering information about Abolition for this mysterious mastermind. And so I had him dealt with.
Bearclaw, I don't know him, I don't think.
He was that one who had a tussle with your brother in one of those taverns in the ruins.
Oh, that one.
Mm-hmm. Very forgettable. Paper tiger.
Yeah. I'm glad you can understand why I forgot him.
Yes.
Well, is there anything we need to be worried about with abolition? Are they going to be in on this too?
I think they have a little more to worry about after what my boys did to them. So you don't have to worry about abolition. They'll probably be here to help the efforts, but that means another faction all united against me. That's fair, I guess, for them.
All right.
So yeah, keep an ear to the ground. Tell me if you find anything interesting. We're not working together, just to keep that going.
Yeah,
But-
everything's kind of up in the air right now.
But I think once we find this other party, I think we should work together.
Get out of my sight.
Very well. You see Sigurd as she twists her hat a little bit, and nothing really happens on your end. But she turns into a Jigglypuff from your end, wearing Expedition Society clothes like sleeves and kind of around the amorphous body, and she walks out. Leaving the door ajar.
Bree shuts the door with Mage Hand and says,
You guys still want to look for bodies? Or do you want to get right to finding Orthonatrix? Honestly, I think we should go find Orthonatrix. We may be on a time limit here.
Let's just go.
But what about trying to find Dad?
We'll do a quick look on the dock, alright? If we can't see any bodies, then there's not any point to it.
and she's going to open the door and start heading to the docks.
All right. So after that encounter, you guys walk off to the dock, and you're looking off into the distance, are you?
Yeah. Any signs of a body?
I'll let you do a perception check, but this is going to be very hard to...
I figured.
Yeah.
25.
Feel like Sigurd is too distant
Too shaken
For-
by what just happened.
All right.
to roll.
Well,
Oof.
Aiden is too shaken.
What's your... Does anyone know what Sinbad's modifier is for perception?
We could look it up.
It's
Hang on,
not
I can-
particularly high.
He's probably not going to be able to get higher than a 25.
You'd need to get like 30 to do this, so...
jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't get
Yeah,
that
not
either.
even a nat 20 from Bree would get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be so close, though.
It would.
Yeah.
You need a
All
lot.
right. So you look off in the distance, and considering when this happened, and just the ice that's kind of caking over the water in some places, it's hard to locate any bodies, really.
Well, I guess we've got a strong contender for a wish. Sorry, Aiden.
He just kicks at the docks. It's clear right now, like, it's not even just grief. Like, there's definitely a hint of rage.
She's gonna give him a hug, and she's gonna say,
We're gonna find who did this, okay?
This actually involved Hila.
If it did, we're going to find out.
Which
All right.
You're going to the caves now?
I believe so, if everyone else agrees to that.
All right. So
Yeah.
since you're on the west side of the continent, it won't take as long to get there, but it'll take a good like 8 hours to get there to that same spot.
Okay. So it
Alright.
would be like late afternoon.
Yeah. And as you kind of walk along the icy river that led to this place, I want you to do a perception check as you walk towards the cave.
Okay. 19.
19.
15.
Perceptions. 17.
And is Sinbad still AFK?
I think
It
so.
appears so.
All
I did
right.
type BRB earlier, so.
All right. As you walk towards this familiar landmark, all of you, Sabrina, Sigurd, and Aiden, you see you see a figure at the entrance of the cave, and it sees you, but you clearly saw it before it saw you. It's a red and yellow figure with pointy ears that locks eyes with you, but then when it sees you, it runs back into the cave. It was unmistakably Jameson.
What?
What?
Are you still feeling Orthonatrix in there?
I don't know if I can do another check with the armor.
It's been the same day.
Oh, we can only do it once per day? Alright.
Yeah, it doesn't actually say anything, but we did establish it was once a day.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel right.
Sigurd's gonna draw a shield.
You are close to the
Yeah,
cave.
let's find out.
How are you approaching this?
It's dark in there, right?
It was dark in there, yes. You remember it was dark in there. You remember there was kind of a slide down to...
Yeah.
But are you going to the mouth of the cave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you draw closer to the mouth of the cave. And what you notice is there's actually icy stairs there now.
Of course.
Hmm.
And there's railing, too.
What is this?
Well, I think he is here then. Sigurd is
How
going
long-
to.
How long did the true sight glasses last for once you use them?
Hour.
It's an hour, but I have 3 charges.
Okay, I'd say trigger one of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Sigurd is gonna go first. Glasses on, shield raised.
I guess we flank him.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You go down into the inside the cave, and you immediately notice there's torchlight down there. And as you reach the bottom, the head of a Pikachu peeks out and looks at you for a second and says, "Yeah, it's them."
I assume Sigurd sees a much larger thing.
Yes, yeah, you see a Dragonite, not a
Yeah.
Pikachu.
It's them.
Yeah.
It's Pandora.
Was that you trying to contact me earlier?
Yes.
I'm really sorry, but considering what happened, I didn't trust anyone, and I told the other two that as well.
No, that's
Other two.
understandable.
Oh yeah, we got some kid we saved as well.
Yeah, Jameson.
Oh, hi guys. And
Jameson!
You see Jameson with like a cast around his midsection. You know,
She runs up to him and she doesn't give him a hard hug, given to cast around his midsection, but she's like gonna squish his face.
yeah. Hi, Sabrina. Did you know these two are dragons? But you're not supposed. Please don't kill them. They're really nice dragons.
No, we know. Everything's fine. Everything's, well, not everything, but things are better than we thought.
I see you. I see you made it out safely. We saved your treasure, by the way.
You did?
That's useful.
And you see, I think how things are now, it's like we're gonna live here now. Actually, see, so this big area over here is mine. This one over here is for Thurnatrix, and this little area for you, this is for the normal, non-Great Worm Pokemon.
Well, I mean, this is quaint and all, but, I mean, wouldn't you like to live in a castle?
I'm not gonna lie, that's probably better than a crappy cave. Yes.
Because, we happen to have one now.
Oh, really? Where'd you get a castle, guys?
Further in the continent, actually. It's got a really cold basement. We figured Orthonatrix would like that.
Oh, I would much like that, but we have been lamenting what happened to that town.
Well, yes.
Seems this queen character is involved. Yes, I had a little bit of respect for her, but yeah, that kind of angered me a little, and I think she needs to die now.
I don't think she did it, actually.
Really? But Sabrina, they were attacking the town. They even stabbed me. See, but these two saved me.
Well, yeah, but this doesn't follow the Queen's modus operandi, guys. Whenever the Queen does something, she takes credit for it. She always leaves a calling card.
Isn't our raised town kind of a calling card?
No, I mean... Sib,
Is he back yet? No, she's just gonna reach into Sib's bag and pull out one of the counterfeit ones, and she's gonna show it to him, and she's gonna say,
something like this.
Um,
She leaves them all over the place after she does something so that she can kind of see through them.
Well, as soon as things went awry, we heard the commotion. We procured all the, well, Pandora procured all the gold. I procured some of it as well, and we remember you mentioning this cave over here, so it was my idea to go here, and figured you'd use that armor that Sir Aiden is wearing to locate us. And along the way, we witnessed Sir Jameson fall in battle, and we collected him, and we dressed his wounds and brought him back. We had to reveal our secret. Pandora was debating on whether we should kill him or not, but I convinced her not to, and she said she was joking. Yeah, it was not that funny of a joke, actually.
I'm just glad you're safe.
Me too.
I'm back. I probably missed a lot. Lol.
Hi, we're in a bear cave.
We found the fluff child.
We found Jameson.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
We found the dragons too, and all of our treasure and stuff.
Not
Well, he's been
the stuff
scabbed,
that
but
not
he's-
not the stuff that was with Gunther though. That is still.
Oh.
yeah.
Did we do any diving for Gunther? I assume not, because I wasn't there.
No, we looked, but we couldn't even find any bodies on the shoreline.
Fair enough.
So you said you have acquired a castle. Did you find the ancient kingdom of Havergal?
That's
No.
what's left of it.
No.
No, it was just to keep where our grandpa was holing up. We kind of drove him out, so...
Well, if it's safe to go back now, I probably have to go back to Commander Apollo's side.
Well, see, here's the thing. They're sending a lot of the new recruits back home, Jameson.
Oh, but I can't go back. I still gotta earn my money.
Well, you could come with us.
Oh, you're inviting me into your party now?
Well, sort of. You could come back to the castle with us and just kind of help one of our other hired hands take care of the place. Maybe we could get him to help you get stronger.
Oh, I hate to leave the expedition since I actually did it before, but I guess if you're opening the opportunity for me, I'd be glad to take it. It's just I think they think I'm dead now.
Yeah, I mean,
They do.
I'm pretty sure that Ilya is trying to turn as many heads to target Queen as possible.
Oh, Ilya, she killed a dragon, the one that looked like Returnatrix.
Yeah, she did. She did.
Yeah,
didn't she?
he's just gonna air quotes, killed it. Because it was real.
Yeah,
Sir, please.
it was real.
We have reason to believe
The
it was an
attacks were
illusion.
real, but the dragon was not. Someone is cooperating with her to do the damage while she kills an illusion. She's done it, kind of. She's trying to kill Queen by any means necessary, including killing innocent people.
Well, if that's the case, why don't we just go deal with her now? I mean, you guys are pretty strong.
We're not strong enough for that, Jameson.
Well, it's more
That
the
was
fact
Pandora.
that
It's
Oh,
hard,
well, we're
hard
not-
to juggle the voices.
Yeah.
We're
Well-
not. Wait, you're joking, aren't you?
No, I'm not. If you know who's responsible for this massacre, then I say we just deal
Well-
with them, right?
We don't know if it was her specifically. We just know she's involved.
Hmm.
I mean, why not set it up so you can make yourself look like a hero? The problem is if we oust her, we don't really have any evidence against her because it all points back to Queen. That's more or less what she did, and on top of that, there's broken hearts, and broken hearts are rather sharp.
He does bring up a good point, Pandora. Yeah, okay. Well, I hope you gather some evidence for this, because I don't want to let it sit here and just fester into something worse.
Well, if worst comes to worst, after we do the dragon right, we'll take care of her.
Speaking of that,
She's gonna pull out the ball and show it to him.
We got him.
Oh man, I wish I was there.
Oh, jolly good.
So, I was thinking we're gonna use the cold basement to take care of him, so it might get a bit roughed up. I hope you don't mind, Rothernatrix.
I haven't even seen the place, honestly, so, hey, I guess it'll be a fixer-upper once, you're done doing battle with that abomination inside that. I can't believe it's inside that.
Well, apparently it is.
I'm like, did Queen tell us anything about abolition?
No, she didn't.
No.
Oof.
Other than the guy that picked on you at the bar is now dead.
Yeah.
And also that they probably won't be bothering us anytime soon. Just that they're busy.
Well, let's gather everything up. Let's see. I gave you 1,000 gold, right, Pandora?
Whatever you had with her, you have now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Good. That's plenty. That's plenty. I'll be able to get this scroll into my spell book, and we can just hop right over to our castle. But I need to make a little stop somewhere first, because Ezek, your new friend, Jameson, he wants some hot sauce. I need to pick some up.
Oh boy, I can't wait to meet him. Is he really friendly?
No.
Oh.
Well, he can be. You just gotta know how to get along with him.
Oh, okay. I bet he probably just has an icy heart that just needs to be melted.
Never change,
no.
Jameson.
Okay.
This can only end well.
And with that, Jameson joined the party.
What have we done?
There we go.
Okay. Oh no, don't loot.
Oh no.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so they seem to be on board with leaving this cave. It's like I was kind of getting used to this place, but if you have a better place, then I'm more than willing to go there.
Oh, it's definitely nice. There is a spell book in one of the spires. Do not touch it under any circumstances.
Well, magic has never been. I know a few, but I don't really care much for magic. It's kind of boring for nerds. Words are for nerds, as they say.
Yeah, they are.
I don't
I'll own
know.
up to it.
Sometimes it just happens.
All right, so pretty much any business that was in Calder's out of business except for Alistair's place, right?
Yes. You might be able to find places just kind of actually.
Conquer, there's general store. No.
I want you all to do a survive. If you're all who's going there?
Going where?
To the going to Calder.
I mean,
Well, I was asking
yeah.
because if there's not one any in Calder, we were gonna go to I was gonna see if we could go to the cabin.
I'm like, has it been 10 days yet?
It's been 6.
It's been 5 days so far.
It's been 5 days.
Yeah, I mean, seemed I would probably go back to Calder then.
If you notice, the shops were kind of raided, but there was some stuff left over, just kind of strewn out in the back.
Okay.
So, question: are we going back to Calder? Are we taking everyone back to Calder?
Yeah, we can go back to Calder and then go to the cabin.
Are you
Okay. Oh,
If
sorry.
we can't find what we need in Calder.
Are you taking Jameson, Rothernatrix, and Pandora with you?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, maybe we should go to the cabin then.
So first, um, as they're like getting ready to start packing up, Sigurd's going to be like, "Wait, no, we should stay here one more night. Still need to resolve some things back in Calder, and don't think you can go back there. They think, at least they think you're dead," he says, looking at Jameson.
Oh, well, I've gotten kind of used to this cave. It was actually getting very homely here. Or homey.
Why can't we bring him back with us? Because if they think he's dead, who else is going to think he's dead? He's just kind of going to stare down Sigurd with that one.
He he thinks for a moment. Then, yeah, there is a moment of realization and just a sigh. It's just, oh no.
Besides,
Never mind.
when Jameson comes back with us, no one will deny he's alive. And the body we found, well, let's just say if you look it in the face, you cannot see the resemblance. Is not there. You know, just it doesn't look like him. He's got those creepy quagsire eyes on the wrong body.
Right. Just right. Okay.
So the cabin then, or are we just
No.
leaving them here for a while?
We need to go back there for a moment, for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll take Jameson with us.
And then we'll meet back here, and then we'll try and make our way to the
cabin?
castle.
Or the castle?
However
It'll
choose to go there.
depend. It'll depend. I do need to get that hot sauce for Isaac, so
So
Probably need firewood for him too.
you're going to take Jameson to Calder.
Yes. Because
Okay.
we have to make sure that there is not a letter going to his mom that says he was murdered.
Yeah.
Why don't you just use that thing you did to try and talk to me?
well, we kind of need to meet the person first.
If I tell you about her, does it work?
Well, I suppose we could try.
Let me see the parameters of.
It is someone you are familiar with, I believe.
Yeah, I don't.
Which is a great hard rule.
What defines familiar?
Well, I have a picture.
Right. Tell me as much about her as you can.
Well, my mom's nice. I do anything for her. She brought me into the world. She's sick right now. She is she's a Leafeon, actually.
Right. Did she get you? What's the most favorite gift that she got you for your birthday?
Oh, it was a set of those like pointy things that you throw a ball down and grab them with. It was my most favorite toy. We weren't very fortunate, so I liked it though.
All right. What was her name?
Abigail.
Abigail. Do you know how old she was?
She is 52.
52. Is she married?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You wouldn't happen to know when she got married, would you?
She got married before I was born, but then, my father died going on an expedition.
All
Yeah.
right. Let's see. What was your favorite color?
Red.
Red? All right.
And she's just gonna ask him a whole bunch of these really basic questions.
Okay. Oh,
And
my parameters for sending is like when you can. Being familiar to me means you can pick them out in a crowd, and with this picture he's got and with all he's telling you, you could probably contact her.
All right.
She says, "All right, I'll give it a try. What exactly should I say to her? Just let her know that Jameson is okay and that he's with a competent group of explorers?"
Well, you said they're gonna say I'm dead, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's probably gonna make her go heartbroken. So tell her they're gonna tell them that, and say that that's not true. I'm just going undercover, and at the end of it, if you have enough words for that, as I've learned, it has a limited amount of words. Say I love you. Well, not you love her. I love her, and tell her Jamie loves you, because Jamie is the what she calls me.
All right, give me a couple seconds here to...
Totally not type out what I'm saying.
Gotta make sure you do it right. You only get.
All right, you're going to get a letter saying Jameson is dead. He is not. He says he is undercover, and that Jamie loves you. I think that's under 25.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
And she'll do it. She actually has sending prepared, so no need to wait around.
All right. So the sending spell shoots off the ice continent, and a few moments later, you hear the response. This is for real? He's not dead? Could you follow up with this with... Let me think for a second. Ask him the name of his first friend.
What was the name of your first friend, Jameson?
Oh, I didn't have very many friends.
All right, you don't have a name then?
No. I didn't have very many friends growing up. I didn't really have any, actually.
All right, well, she asked me to ask you the name of your very first friend, so...
Well, actually, there's a friend that I don't remember all that well, but it was a magician when I was a little baby, and her name was Grimoire. And she wasn't really my friend, but I thought she was my friend. But yeah, her name was Grimoire. She did magic at one of my second birthday, and she said I was really close to her when I was a kid.
I did magic at your second birthday, Bree, so it must be a universal law.
You did magic on my 7th birthday, and you burnt my spell book doing it.
Yeah, but that's not the magical one. Jameson proves it's the second birthday.
Uh-huh.
All right, finishing typing.
The name was Grimoire, by the way.
Named Grimoire. Okay.
He says he didn't have many friends, but there was a Pokemon named Grimoire who did magic at his 2nd birthday.
There's kind of this voice was worried when you sent it before, Sabrina, but it seems like more at ease now. I haven't told anyone that before, and I don't think he has either, because he doesn't remember it. I will take this note I'm about to get with a grain of salt. Thank you.
She got it.
All right. Oh boy. So are we going to our secret hideout?
We will. We got to get back to Calder and do some check some things out first and deal with those, but then we'll come back and get you. Hopefully by then I have the teleportation circle in my book and we can just pop on over.
Okay.
It'll take a day at most. At least it should.
Yeah, because you have to spend a few hours, like actually a substantial.
Yeah, 10 hours. I guess I don't need to do those all in one sitting, though, do I?
Well,
Good question.
what are you planning on doing? Like, how are you? You're going to the cabin or Calder first to go try and get hot sauce?
Well, I was under the impression we're going to Calder,
Okay.
because there was something Sigurd wanted to take care of there.
Okay.
And then I guess we were gonna. What was that?
There's the hot sauce, and there is the cursed swords in our backpack that are ready to explode at any given moment.
Hot sauce, swords, firewood.
Well, we
Yeah.
don't know if Brunhilde is powerful enough to cast. Actually, she's a paladin. She can't cast at 7th level.
Unless she multi-classed really hard into cleric.
I mean, at the very least, we could try and potentially pass it off to her, because
Oh, it'll
Or
just come
that
after-
might be
it'll just come
dangerous,
after her.
too.
Yeah. I
Hmm?
think after all the death that's happened in Calder, they don't need a Shin Pao running around.
We'll see
Right.
if there's any clerics at any rate.
yeah.
I'll just ask
Yeah.
her.
And where he's gonna cast Sending to Brunhilde and say, "Do you have anyone on site who can cast Remove Curse at 7th level or 7th circle?"
You get the response. No, our flame keepers are at the mountain, and they can only stave it off until you get a scroll. Talk more. Talk to me more later. It's 24.
All right, we can talk to Brunhilde more. I think we should at least go talk to her about it.
Right.
Or, oh, this is hard. We don't know when it could go off. What if it goes off while we're in Calder?
It could go off tonight, too, while we're here.
Oh yeah, we don't want that, do we?
We don't really have a choice in when it happens. We can only be trying to shorten the length of time that it has to live.
What are you talking about?
Let's show him the swords.
It was Sinbad who had him, right?
Yeah, I put it in Queen, although I guess now we know who she is.
in Moira's bag.
In Moira's bag.
And then someone else had the other half.
Who had the second one?
Sigurd
I had
the
the
other
second
half.
half. I had the second half.
Oh. Those look sinister.
Yes.
They are.
Well, I don't have the knowledge of dealing with curses, but I think Eldirion does. As he looks to the ball.
Well,
Unfortunately, we are not sure how much time we have left before this attacks again. Because these swords form into some sort of icy creature that's been after us ever since we went into that plane.
it's a creature of cry as well.
Yes, I suppose it follows her tenets then.
Certainly
Yeah.
the cruelty
It
part.
does. And
So, have you guys dealt with this before?
Yes.
yes.
Why don't you
Twice.
just keep killing it then. Just maybe it'll give up.
It's not what
Yes,
quiet
but
does.
Yes, but we'd rather not do that.
Especially while
When-
Jameson's still healing.
Oh,
Yeah, we'd rather not do that in a place like this.
Oh, okay. Well, isn't it foolish to be carrying it with you?
Well, it's just gonna hunt us down.
Yeah, we left it behind and it found us.
Yeah, but it found you. It's going to... Meaning this thing is going to come to life after an undisclosed amount of time. It could pop out right now for all we know.
Better we have it pop out in front of us than we dispatch it then, than it sneak up on us in an opportunity where we aren't knowledgeable of where and when it will attack.
Yeah, dummy, but we're here right now.
We should probably get going.
How about this? Yeah, let's get going.
I'll keep you posted on where we are and when we're coming back. All right?
All right. Oh, we should probably use a secret word because the queen could easily infiltrate us again, and I don't want that happening. So if you're going to use that spell again, we should come up with a code word.
Grimoire.
Okay.
That works.
Odd name, but sure. I guess it's odd. That's good then.
All
That's
right.
my friend. Indeed.
But remember, it's our secret word now.
Oh, I mean, not my friend.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right. Yeah, stay safe.
You too.
You leave the ice cave.
Sabrina is going to take her money with her, though.
Okay. Yeah, you got every bit of gold that you left with Pandora back.
Okay.
let's
Sigurd
see,
will
you
leave
left-
his money for now.
Okay. Oh, well.
She had 2 gemstones. She'll leave the pit gemstones with Pandora.
No, keep the gemstone. Wait, do you need a gemstone or just a diamond to revive people?
It has to be a diamond, and I lost all the diamonds I had.
Yeah.
All right. You make your way back to Calder, and there's still stuff strewn about the streets, and there's some stuff that wasn't collected and smited by one of the hallowed flames, and they just kind of left everything where it is. So I'll let you all do survival checks to look for hot sauce.
How far along could Sabrina get on her work towards teleportation circle if she does that instead?
The problem is, like, you have to sit down and hunker, and it's however long you want to do. Do you want to look for this stuff, or do you want to write stuff down in a spell book?
All right, I'll look for the stuff.
All right.
Said survival.
Yeah.
Survival.
Ooh. 23.
Nice.
17.
Yeah, Sigurd probably has better things than hot sauce on his mind. Same with
There's a lot of things going on right now.
My
Yeah.
sister is a murder hobo.
But the Eric Hellis siblings are able to put their heads together.
They love alcohol.
And it's hot sauce, you mean?
One-
Yeah,
sauce.
sure.
One
Family
can- One
friendly.
can smell it because one can't smell.
Yeah.
You're right.
And you see what looks like you can't find anything. You still find, like, the dead bodies are still being cleaned up. There's blood in the snow, and you're looking around, and eventually you go to the back end of Walter's shop, and he's not there. You don't know what happened to him, but there is a giant barrel, and you could see at kind of where it's corked at the top, you could see that hint of red, and you smell that
No, I don't.
you don't. Sinbad, you smell that strong sensation.
Is it hot sauce?
Oh yeah.
Well, this will probably be enough for him.
With a 23, yeah.
All right.
Who do
Shove
we
it in the
pay
bag.
for this?
No, don't steal from him.
It's not really stealing because he's not there, and it's just kind of a bunch of other stuff is strewn. Like, you see rope on the ground, you see some vials. It seems like it's just kind of, it's like the remnants of a looting kind of like left, and they somehow passed this barrel by.
Okay.
It's at the point of it's like
I'm like, he was part of the Expedition Society, technically, wasn't he?
He was hired by the Expedition Society. He wasn't necessarily part of it, but he was hired by them to run the shop.
Yeah.
And he would
Oh, so
probably qualify. He was one of the people that was going to be sent back if they were sending just kind of average Joes and really green people back.
Is he
Right.
already gone then?
he's either gone or dead.
No.
Well,
Guys,
so
the line
much for
I have
the
to walk.
honesty plan.
What?
Guess we're just taking it then.
Bree just took it.
All right. So you shoving it in the bag of holding because that's
Yeah.
probably how a bunch of feeble mages can carry something like this.
Yeah.
All right. You kind of put it in the bag of holding, just kind of throw it over top, and then just work it down and just scoop it up.
All right.
All right, I guess let's go find Brunhilde now.
Should we go see if we can find the hero too?
Let's tread lightly there. Let's just go find Brunhilde. Let's try to keep our mouths shut about all of that right now. Except maybe telling her that we suspect that it's not the queen.
Being any sort of aggressor could be dangerous.
No, I mean finding Ilya, talking to her. We won't let her know that we're on to her, but I'm curious. What's her story? What's she spinning?
I mean, if you want
And
to go
he's,
find...
And he's just gonna kind of like whisper to Bree and how much she's willing to push Aiden.
Honestly, Sib, I think it's best we avoid her for the time being.
I don't know if we'll get an opportunity to see her again, and we might not like the results when we see her again.
Things are too tense right now. Aiden,
She kind of looks at him to try to gauge his mental state right now. Is he still a wreck?
He's not doing well.
I really don't think it'd be good for Aiden to be around her right now, especially with everything he's going through. The last thing he needs is more confrontation. He just
All
needs
right.
time.
Then I can do it. I'll just ask her what happened and stuff like that.
Alright, if we see her. But for now, let's go find Brunhilde.
All right.
Let's go find Brunhilde.
You make your way through the town, and you.
Alarm goes off.
I suppose you did send her, so she's going to be waiting for you. Yeah, she'll be at the camp then. Yeah,
Okay.
you see her waiting at the camp for you.
All right.
Hi, Brunhilde.
You say you have a problem on your hand.
Yeah. It's a pretty big one. Show her, guys.
this thing. And, yeah, Sigurd is going to pull out one of the swords.
Yes, and they'll get the other one.
I can sense a lot of evil coming from these things as she kind of puts her hand over these. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it, but the Flame Keepers at Camp Daybreak might be able to help you. Uriel told me about this. He told me you contacted him about this.
Yeah, we were going to go there, but when Caldir got attacked, we changed directions.
And none of us have the capabilities of doing it. I don't think the Flamekeepers can outright get rid of it, but if we make a push into the... See, there's a temple on the other side of that gate, and they may house a scroll that is able to do that.
Right.
So
The
it's stronger.
situation with that. Sorry, go on.
So it's stronger even than the. Well, I guess that would make sense. This is primordial.
They can possibly stave it off for you, but they can't outright get rid of it.
So the state of the gate and the siege on that, is everything still on hold with that?
We were told, actually, that you four had something to do with sabotaging it.
What?
That's what Apollo told us.
Oh, okay. I thought when you said that we were being accused of sabotaging it.
Hmm.
Oh,
Well-
wait.
Yes, you were. He told me Abolition was tipped off, and you told him that they're planning on doing something to accost us in some way.
Well, I didn't.
That was that was me.
Let's not talk about that whole situation. If we can avoid it. Please.
I will say that we think it was very wrong of you for what you did, but we can understand you were just trying to do what's right. But the light of the truth doesn't reach some people, Sigurd. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, apparently it doesn't.
Well, yeah, I don't think anyone's happy about that.
But before this, we were still planning on pressing the attack. Abolition attacked, did something to intervene. Be damned. But then this happened.
Yeah, that was. Abolition seems to have made it very clear that they would rather kill others than sacrifice ferals, even if more die on both sides at the end of the day.
Well, the thing is, it's not really in their... They ruin their whole image if they start attacking us. So I don't think they're... I think they're bluffing.
They might not attack you directly, but who's to say they won't lure out ferals?
Well, we just do what we've always done. And I know how you feel about that, Sigurd, but it's not proud work for us. We need to press this on. And there's a lot at stake getting on the other side of that gate. But right now, there's more pressing issues. I understand that.
For what it's worth, Brunhilde, I do still want to help you with that. I feel really bad about everything that happened. I really do want to make it right.
Well, that's good. I'm happy you still want to help our efforts.
Regardless, this he gestures the sword. This thing turns into is likely going to reform into some sort of beast at some point, and we don't know when that is. So we were hoping to get to what is it? Camp Daybreak before it would do so again, but we obviously got distracted.
Yeah.
So we're going to be camping outside of town in case this thing does reform.
Do you think you're capable of taking it on? I don't have
We've
very
done
many.
it.
I don't have very many men to spare.
We've done it twice before. We can do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, don't. After everything you've all been through, the last thing you guys need is this.
Yeah. Just if you're confident, you can take care of it. And you read my mind. You should keep it outside of the town. Can't have that
That's
thing.
what we'll do.
We can't have it running amok.
And not try to cause even more loss than what's already happened.
Is there anything else you need from me?
Well, there is one more thing I need to say, just to... I doubt you'll really hear what I have to say, but I'll say it anyway. Despite everything you've seen, despite everything that happened, all these people that died, I really don't think Queen had anything to do with this herself. See,
Why don't you think it's her men, Sabrina? What are you
It is-
saying here?
They're loyal to themselves. They only care about money. Someone could have gone down to the ruins, paid them off.
There's that, and there's also the fact that Queen does always leave a calling card. Whenever she's done something, we've found a card that, well, she uses to spy on wherever that card is. And we've been in town for a while, and we haven't seen a single card.
Believe me, there's one card especially I think she would have left here.
What you say is true, Sabrina. I think these actions are her calling card. You seen that graffiti? You seen those bodies? You seen her men, for crying out loud.
I know, but I still think that there's reasonable doubt here. I'm not saying Queen doesn't need to be dealt with, but I wouldn't pin all of the blame on her for this just yet.
Somebody's just gonna say, I made a deck of cards that we sold at Gunther's shop that I have confirmation she purchased. If she really did it, she would have used one of those as her calling card, undoubtedly. Because, well, it would have manipulated us one way or another. She loves to do that.
The thing about her is all these anecdotal experiences with her that you somehow know. I don't know anything about her other than she does stuff from the shadows. She sends in her men to do thievery and banditry. And this is no different. It's just on a wider scale. Maybe she amassed enough men to do this. Maybe this was her grand plan all along.
Well, if I were you, I'd take it out on her men.
I mean, that's fair, but I'll raise another point of question. How do her men get onto this continent?
And we're still trying to figure that out. There's many mysteries laden in that bandit.
Fair enough, but the Expedition Society asked us to go undercover into the ruins to understand how she works.
Yes.
And during that process, most of them we met came through the Lapras liner or boats. They stowed away and came through here. And Queen more or less harbors them in exchange with some kind of deals. By destroying Calder, she would be destroying her way of getting any more power on this continent, any more foothold. If she amassed this much men, if she controlled the dock to herself, she would have everything. But she's effectively ensured that no one will use it again. That works to her disadvantage.
That's a good point, but everyone is heavily vetted before they go onto the island or on the continent.
And even so, they still get through, though.
Yes, exactly.
I guess
But-
what I'm saying is sometimes the truth is not always the first thing we see. Be open to something else. I know that there's a lot of players on the ice continent, and all of them want different things for different reasons. So it might not just be one answer.
Well, even if you're able to convince me of this, I don't think it's going to be that easy to convince everyone else about this. And I still think she has a hand in this somehow. Well, you do bring up some good points. It's just, who else would it be?
Sinbad nods. As long as you're open to the idea that it isn't all one thing, or necessarily, or that the door is open for more evidence. That's all. That's all my intent is.
Yeah,
Bree nods in agreement.
I guess I shouldn't just jump to the first conclusion. You're right about that. I believe it needs more investigating.
All right. I'm really glad that you can see that, Brunhilde. That's really all we wanted to talk to you about. Thank you for listening.
Okay, stay safe, and Flame be with you.
You as well.
All right.
And Crabby far.
Cry far. Just to cap this off on a good note. What do you guys want to do with the rest of the day? You're about mid-afternoon ish.
Bree's gonna sink as much time as she can into getting the teleportation scroll into her book. She's probably not gonna get all of it by nightfall, but she's gonna get as much of it done as she can.
You could probably it'll be kind of a late night, but you could do it. It'd be 150 with 6 hours. And a check.
Only
because it's
150.
it's 50 gold per level, and
It's 5. So I have it as 250.
oh yeah, it would be 250 because it's what level is it? It's 5, right?
Fifth.
Yeah, okay.
Fifth.
So 250.
Do I need a check since I can cast it that level?
You still need to make the check to get it in there.
Okay.
So it'd be 15. It's
Okay, I don't
level-
get any no proficiency on this.
It would just be an Arcana check, I believe.
Oh, Arcana? Okay, well, Sib, are you ready to be tortured? I mean, help me experiment a bit.
I'm like,
I can't wait for him to arrive there first by complete accident.
Actually, I think I got this. I just need to roll higher than a 3.
Okay.
like
You
do I'm
22.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you
That was
easily
pretty-
get it in there after 6 hours of studying the scroll.
It
Teleportation.
takes 10 hours, actually.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then you're going late into the night. Okay.
I mean,
Never mind.
I think Sinbad is actually gonna ritual cast water walk on himself.
Roll a
And,
d4, buddy.
Yeah, he's gonna go looking for Gunther's body from the surface of the water.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay. Give me
So he,
a perception check then, if you're gonna go do that.
all right, perception. I need a nat 20 here. 16.
You find kind of the bodies, some frozen over, of various different Pokemon that you've possibly met during, and there's quite a few actually. But you don't seem to be able to find Gunther. because it's a wide body of water. There's many places where you could have drifted or possibly sunk somehow.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, that's Sinbad's activity. How about you, Aiden?
I don't even know if I have anything really.
Or you could go with him, I suppose. You could water walk with Sinbad. I don't think you would, but
I will let you do the check too.
You know what? He's going out looking for Gunther. If there's a chance,
Yeah.
he's gonna go.
I lowered it from 30.
Yeah. It's still a -1 in my case.
Oh,
No.
Nope, same roll. Or actually lower.
Yeah.
50.
Is you help Sinbad here. It's kind of tough because you're seeing like the faces of death as you're of different Pokemon now that you could kind of walk out here. But you don't find your father.
Man.
dang. What's Sigurd doing?
Sigurd is probably helping around the town, trying to help clean up, move bodies and such, try and repair some of the parts of the town that are damaged, all of that sort of thing. He's also like keeping a good eye on like the sun, like where the sun is in the sky, so like cuz he like he mentioned he doesn't want to be in town overnight when this thing could potentially, you know,
Yeah.
come back to life.
All right. Oh, so while you're doing that, why don't you give me a perception check?
Okay. 18.
So as you're kind of helping around town with the efforts, you kind of, as you're kind of covering bodies and maybe helping the hallowed flames take them off, you see in the corner of your eye, you look over and you see Elia talking to Apollo over by like that kind of that temporary headquarters.
He looks over, looks back to what he's doing, sighs, and decides to go approach.
Okay. As you begin to approach them, they notice you. And Apollo looks a little dour towards you, but he lightens up a little bit. And Ela sees you and says, "Oh, I remember you. You're one of Aiden's friends, aren't you?"
Yes, that I am.
Were you around when this happened?
No, we only arrived in the aftermath.
Huh. Thank goodness. I feel like he was a little too young to see such things. At the very least, I'm glad you're okay.
Okay is certainly a way of putting it. Gunther passed, as far as we know.
That was his father, correct?
That it would be.
Well, if he's not here right now, he's okay, right?
Yes, he is. He's grieving, but he needs space.
Once he's got his head together, tell him that we're going after the one who did this, and we're gonna make her pay. We're refocusing our efforts on her now. She is a threat that cannot be ignored anymore. I'm reluctant to ask you, but you did go undercover there, and despite what I said before, I'm willing to work with you again to put an end to this.
We'll see. We're busy with our own things at the moment, but once we get ourselves situated, perhaps we will assist.
The Hallowed Flames seem to be at a agreement to deal with this as well. So, we're not
And
alone.
what of abolition?
We are unaware what's going on with them. Something happened at their base. I think it was another attack by the Queen. So perhaps they don't want anything to do with us and are going to try and deal with it themselves.
And the MDRA are as elusive as ever.
Yes. It's like they don't care. Well, I don't think we need them anyway. I think the Hallowed Flames and the Expedition Society, we can... Once we're working together, I think we actually stand a chance against this now.
Right.
But I see you're helping towards the efforts to clean up, and thank you for that.
He just kind of nods at that. He's right.
But
Just trying to think of.
I suppose we should let you be off to that. We're sorry we're not being of help right now, considering the situation, but we are planning on what is to be done.
No. I was simply, well, I saw you two discussing and was just simply curious.
Yes. That's all right. If you learn anything else, just make sure you tell us, all right?
That I will do.
All right, we'll see you later then.
He just kind of nods and walks back off to go go continue with his work.
All right. So before night falls, you kind of get the inkling that, you should probably head back to the outskirts of town where you wish to be careful there. Where Sabrina is looks pretty haggard studying the scroll, kind of going into nighttime.
Like some of her ear fluff is just kind of like splayed apart.
Oh my gosh.
She's got bags under her eyes.
I think I got it. Almost got it, guys.
You've been doing that the entire day?
This
Yes.
is why we can't let you go to school.
So, with your current course of action, it'll probably be done by 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Because it was about like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when you started.
You guys don't mind, Sigurd, you don't mind carrying me and letting me nap, do you?
No.
Okay, I wasn't sure, but thank you. I'll get this done. Maybe hope.
Right. If how about this? We have the hut up, right? Presuming we're kind of sleeping outside the town.
Yeah, I can take a 10-minute break.
Okay. So if Sabrina activates the hut, Sigurd is. Wait. Okay, yeah. Before Sabrina activates the hut, Sigurd is going to take one of the swords, the one that was in his bag, and put it like maybe 20 feet away. Just stick it into the ground,
Okay.
away from the town. But yeah,
Okay, so just 20 feet away from your base camp.
yeah, from our base
You
camp.
can see it.
Yeah, and he's gonna look to Sinbad and say, keep the one in your bag. Well, in your bag. If it put if that keeps it from reforming, then we won't even need to worry about it in the first place.
We could get terribly mauled in your sleep.
We'll keep watch. You're gonna be up pretty late, aren't you?
Want to watch
Yeah.
the one outside anyway. I don't imagine it being surrounded by snow would weaken it by any means.
No, but it would give us some. It would give it some distance, and if it reforms out there, it can't get in.
My fear is it'll get frustrated trying to get in and start going elsewhere.
I'll
Fine.
just
Well,
whoever's awake will wake everyone up, and then we'll just beat it up.
exactly.
Yeah, like when Caldier had a fight club. We can do that here.
Hmm. Are those two things even related at all?
We're at night and we're fighting and we're a group of people, which are sometimes referred to as a club.
Don't question how his brain works. I stopped trying when I was 9.
Also, weren't we called the Four Clubs anyway?
I hate it when
Huh.
he does this. I hate it when he's just right enough.
All right. So, what's your course of action here? You're going to stay up till 2 a.m. to get it into the book.
Yeah, so I guess she's sort of taking first watch.
All right. And you're leaving the swords 20 feet, one of the swords 20 feet away.
Yeah. So the other in the bag of holding.
Okay.
So one's in the hut, one isn't.
And then after it's Sabrina's done, what happens then?
She's going to wake up the next person in line and go to sleep.
Okay. Then
Basically, just
I will
watches.
I will say the night passes without any incident. And we are on day 6, and that is where we'll leave off.
All right.
All right. You have all the benefits of actually, Sigurd, you have a nightmare where you just see multiple Pokemon all around you. And you're in this nightmare. You're putting on the glasses, and all of them are Moira wearing the attire of the queen, and they're just laughing at you as you spin around and you run away from them, but they're just surrounding you, and you're just engulfed in all of this. And you wake up in a cold sweat during your watch, and you're going to take 1 level of exhaustion, and half your hit dice are gone.
Okay.
And you hear one word before the nightmare ends. Vengeance. And that's where we'll leave things off. Okay, it's good to be back,
Alright.
guys.
Hey, we're back.
How's it feel to be back in the driver's seat again?
We had an RP session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the driver's seat, immediately back to. Oh my gosh, everything's horrible.
No, that was great.
We're banned from RP sessions. This is what happens every time. RP sessions are the hardest. I'm just
He's
saying.
still technically correct, and he's not in character.
Yeah,
It's still
bunch
just
of
right enough.
reveals and course of actions and yeah, tons of funny stuff.
Uh,
Yeah, it's you know, I wanted to play the snot thing like to the book, like because he started contacting him and it made no sense why he's there, but I'm like, just go with it, just go with it. I totally could have made it someone else, but that's what I had written, what it was gonna be.
Well, kudos to you to stick into your guns.
Yeah.
Even if it was to your detriment as a DM.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't matter because we walked in with the glasses anyway.
I suppose
Yeah.
that's true.
As soon as I saw someone going into our house, I was like, put on the glasses. Every time someone's in our house, somebody's casting an illusion spell.
Yeah, you might want to be wary of those now.
Yeah, I was going to put on the glasses, but then I was reminded to put on the glasses before I put on the glasses myself.
All right, well, we're going to be back on our usual schedule every Wednesday. We're probably going to be doing this. I think Breath of the Wild is probably going to be going on at the same time during some random days. But oh yeah, Jameson's not dead. I faked
Yeah.
like 3 times that he might be dead.
Death jump scare.
Death jump scare.
I was not ready for 2 to be dead, and then immediately to have that rug pulled.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we'll leave it off on that. We kind of went half an hour overtime, but I just wanted a good cap to leave us off on. So we'll see you next Wednesday.
Aw, yeah.